Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Exploitation of the Middle Class podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Big Brain, Nicholas Cortez Brass, with my other two hosts, my Neguses, as you will, or my Negus and my honorary Negus to the bottom of me. Welcome back, my Negus. You had reached a higher plane of existence um, due to your just radiant black beauty. Uh, to the right of me, uh,
Left, right, yeah, right. It's
brother,
right
brother,
there.
brother.
Perfect.
Don't try to correct me, brother.
Yeah,
You an oppressor,
down
brother.
there and
Don't do
you
that.
up there
I'm
for
not
me.
doing that shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, what? Go ahead, Donald.
Oh, hello, y'all. My name is Donald. I'm your other co-host. I'm currently massaging my head in because this one dude on YouTube said do that like for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Y'all can hear that. Let's do this ASMR right now.
Put it back on your head. And then we also have
Yeah.
our boy.
Hi, I'm here. I'm Caden.
What's your
I'm
name?
chilling. What's up? What's up? I got Appa. I'm Caden.
Communicating. Mr. Dista. All right. I want to keep this bitch short today. Cause last time we did this shit, it took us 2 hours.
Oh yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours, and that wasn't fun for me. It was fun watching you say whatever y'all wanted to. It was just fun.
Yeah. Now.
Internet for this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, but we got like three. Bro, he just. Yo, I'm gonna let you know right now. You just hit time Molotov skipped on my screen while speaking. It was mad funny. Anyways, we got 3 different topics today. I think we wanted to talk about. It was, like just.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah, am I the asshole? I want to say that one for last, but yes, am I the asshole?
Also,
Low income and homelessness in America and the banning of TikTok. We might go into some tangents other than that, but yeah. So,
Fuck yeah.
anyways, Donald was the one who came up with this topic, so I feel as though it is
Oh shit. Okay.
all is fair to let Donald go ahead and start off the Am I the Asshole with his own.
You have the floor.
Yeah,
alright.
my niggas.
So you know what we do? This is Am I the Asshole? I found this one off of Reddit. I'm not gonna tell you the user's name because I don't want to put his business out there, but I'm gonna start putting his business out there. What we do here, we don't discriminate, we don't hate. You know, if you got hate in your heart, just put it somewhere else. Put it in a goddamn safe word right now.
Professional hater though.
We're gonna listen. We're gonna hear him out. And then all 3 of us are gonna give our opinions. You don't get an opinion if you're a watcher. Nuh-uh, no siree.
Understandable.
Save
Unless
that.
you call in, if you know my phone number, and you call in.
Yeah, exactly. So, am I the asshole for not coming to terms with the fact that my wife cheated on me 14 years ago before our marriage? I,
Deal.
35 male, am married to my wife, 37 female, for 11 years and together for 14. We have a beautiful 7-year-old daughter, and our marriage has been great without any major problems until last year. Last year, I learned that my wife cheated on me before our marriage. One of her friends became religious and confessed her actions to me, which had me confront my wife. She was shocked that I learned it and apologized profusely about her actions. However, she said it's not something important now because we have been going strong, have a family together, yada yada yada. She told me that I should come to terms with this since it happened 4 months into being exclusive, and she was a stupid girl out of college back then. My mind told me the same, but it happened 14 years ago, and we are happy right now. I decided to forgive her and continue our usual life. Reality was not that great. My mental took a big hit. I realized it's not something that happened 14 years ago for me. The cheating just happened for me when my wife confirmed it. I was less confident, could not have sex with my wife.
Damn.
Can we say that? We said worse.
Yeah.
I could not get an even erection for her. This turned into a feeling disgusted being around her. I even took a DNA and STD test secretly. Thankfully, our daughter is mine, and I am clear of an STD. Then a year of intense individual therapy started for me. I realized I needed to change somehow. I was not the same person I used to be. I also communicated my feelings to my wife, and after pushing a bit, we started going couples counseling too. However, at the end of the thing, everything I have decided to proceed with divorce. I cannot speak. Here are my reasonings. Reasoning 1. She not only cheated back then, but lied to me for 14 years. She did not confess the action herself. Even though she apologized, she dismissed the fact by saying it's not important anymore. Young me was robbed of having a choice. Cheating was and is still a big deal breaker for me. If I knew it back then, I would have broke it off. I'm happy with my life, and I'm glad that our daughter came to the world. She is the light that shines the brightest for me. One of the biggest reasons I keep living, but I was still robbed of a choice back then. I see individual counseling and marriage counseling cannot are problems. I'm just reading it off how he's saying it. And my feelings towards her, it also started affecting family life, which also could affect our daughter. I think our daughter would be better off having us as co-parents instead of living in a broken family environment where consistent arguments are present. Sex life is basically dead for me. We do have sex, but I feel like those women on film and series that just lay and look at the ceiling waiting for it to be over. The only difference is I'm a man. I do not even want non-sexual gestures anymore. Last week I had to sit down with my wife and I explained everything. I wrote here in detail. Wow, my internet went out.
Well, small commercial break.
Reasonings and other private things. I've been talking to a lawyer for the last month and papers are almost finalized. 50-50 custody, 50-50 assets sharing, and as applicable as possible. I explained everything thoroughly and clearly to her. She freaked out, had a panic attack. We spent the night at the ER. She's begging me to reconsider and not throw away 14 years. However, even though I would like to stay, it will result in us being roommates in a broken family environment for our daughter. Am I in the wrong?
Who wants to go first?
Okay.
Can I go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah, you wanted to do this the most.
No, I didn't. But I just feel like he's not the asshole because it's his morals. It's what he believes. It's what he does. So in the sense of, am I the asshole? It's really of that's what you believed in, so you pursued through it. You didn't want to be with her because she cheated on you, yes, but even though you were married for 14 years, you see how that affected you because you didn't learn about it in the beginning like you should have. So even though it's a later effect, it was like an after effect of something that could have happened earlier before they even had the kid, before they even had anything. But I do think it is good that they did do the 50-50 thing to where it's just like, you know, everything's split, everything's cool, you know.
I'm completely opposing dating. Fuck you.
Really?
I'm completely opposing. Very huge pushback, or not a ton. I see where you're coming from, and you know that's right, because really this is kind of this is not as simple yes or no. This is more person to person. You've told me this. You like hate people who are into cucking. You hate people that like just having their monogamy absolutely torn into shreds. If
no,
that anime
okay,
shit.
no. Okay, no. Polyamory. I don't mind polyamory. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind anything like that one. But I don't like the cuck fetish. That's the only thing I don't like. I hate that shit with burning passion.
Yeah. So I think
let me sit here and stroke my dick while my wife gets fucked.
Yeah. So I can see
BBC joke.
Yeah. So I could see why you don't like you have, you know how you told me like trust issues. So I got you,
but like I don't mind polyamory.
Yeah, I never said I'm talking about this because polyamory and cheating and cucking is completely different. But you're
three different things.
You're like I see what you're saying, and honestly, I agree somewhat. But the reason why I'm giving a lot more pushback than usual is mainly because of the fact that even though it's like it was cool that he didn't want to be in that relationship after he thought about it. It wasn't just you cheating on me. It was 14 years ago, gang. Yeah, I'm done. He actually sat there for probably months, maybe years, just thinking about it. Probably months. It was months, but like he had to think hard about this decision, and he made it. And to him, very brave. I don't think you're an asshole, but I'm saying that like you did definitely throw a whole entire like a decade. You won't be able to see your child all the time because it's co-parenting. So you can't just waltz in every day unless you're on good terms with your wife or ex-wife. And as you can see, he's not really on the best of terms with her because he literally just he literally said he couldn't even have sex with her anymore when she told him, right?
Like I said, he was like this.
He was like this, just staring at the ceiling, or I guess just staring. Yeah, no, staring at the ceiling, just going like it was insane. And while I don't think he's the asshole, I do think that he should have worked it up. But that's based on me because again, if I was in the same shoes and she had that same stuff would have happened, probably would have had the same thought process of, man, she really didn't told me, and it would have been my first time basically getting cheated on. But I would be like, I do love her, and I can get through this. We can get through this and make it a we thing. And if it wasn't that, the panic attack might have got me too, because she'd say, and she fell, just because of the mere notion that he was going to give up. Are you trying to not laugh, Donald? I'm sorry. But like she literally started doing the AO tail, the AO tail as soon as that dude told her was done. So me personally, I don't think he's an asshole. I'm different than you. I know you're like 100% agree. I agree, but it's more of like
I agree because it's more of a morality stand than it is a choice stand.
It's based on how you view relationships, and again, how he said he's like that's one of the biggest deal breakers. If you cheat on me, we're done. And honestly, yeah. What about you, Donald? What do you think in this situation?
What do you think?
I was staring at my screen. It looks so wonderful. So I think.
Hey, your glasses are crooked.
Yeah, it's because they've been broken multiple times. So if I try to fix them, one of the lenses is gonna pop out.
Mayhaps. Mayhaps.
I'm living a caramel and anyway.
I'm going to smoke.
We're pretty much all in agreement on at least some point that he's not fully the asshole, or he's just not the asshole in general. Again, I agree with that. He's not the asshole. For him, the cheating event happened just now, and it was confessed to him by not her, but her friend, which was probably a dick move. I'm not gonna lie. Just because I hate like born again ass, religious people, because they're always like, yeah. We're not gonna go into that. But
did 12 lines of coke. Was at the Freaknik twerking, but I'm born again. Come on.
Snowfall had it fucking blown into my ass.
Damn.
All of that book to a T. Anyway, but at the same time, I kind of feel he's not truly an asshole for this, but it's like an ass. The situation with his daughter is what's going to be the most heartbreaking part for him, for his wife. Because at the end of the day, y'all chose to have a kid. I know it's probably, it's too late. You can't do anything to not have that kid anymore. So it's just the fact that kid's gonna have to go through
me and Caden have the same idea. Me and Caden have no witnesses.
That stuff, which I feel bad for, because kids is innocent. They just exploring the world, but now they gotta sort of grow up and mature just so they can deal with this traumatic experience. So I hope that when they do go through with the divorce, it's not, her having an extra panic attack. And her daughter having to see and using these traumatic behaviors when she's at that age of of life of coming up on that age. But back to the guy. Again, he got cheated on, and she didn't tell him for 14 years.
bro.
In my mind, that's
14.
making me think, okay, well, you didn't tell me you cheated on me. Is there anything else you could have told me that that was a lie? Like when you said you didn't have money to buy me a cheeseburger from Sonic's, you was lying. You could have been lying. I was hungry at home, and you was out with our daughter at Sonic's, and you didn't buy me the cheeseburger. You said, "Oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry, dear." Could have been lying. Maybe you didn't want me to have a cheeseburger. Maybe you just hate me that bad. Now, obviously, that's the funniest example I can think of for right. Bless you. Funniest example I can think of for right now. But it's just things like of that nature is what probably made him think, oh shit. I mean, the cheating thing is the biggest no, but like everything else that comes with that lying aspect.
Like you just lost my trust. You lost all of my trust with that.
Yeah, secondly, I kind of agree, or I kind of see where the wife was going. Like, I was a dumb college girl cheating, but like, there's so many actions that you have to take to cheat that people don't realize. People just think it's like one or two actions, and you have to have the thought process of like, A, I'm not enough, or I'm better than. B, you have to go out and socialize, but and when you go out and socialize, it's where you're picking your places to socialize at. Now I know not every place should be considered like
That's the Virgin
spot, but if you're going to like, I guess it was in college. So you're in college, you're going to classes and shit with them. I assume that she dated somebody in college, or she hooked up with somebody in college. But so if it is, then you saw this person in your classroom. You went to go talk to that person in your classroom. You chose to probably not tell that person that you had a partner. You chose to go back to your dorm or their dorm. You chose to undress. Or no, you chose to engage in flirty behavior, and it escalated from there on to taking clothes off.
You gotta stop, Unk.
Hold on, I'm not done. To taking clothes off.
Unk.
Chose to then engage in coitus.
You know you can mute Caden too. It goes all ways.
And then after the coitus, right? The intercourse, whatever the fuck you want to call it. With or without, we don't even know if protection was used at all.
Most likely not. Let's be honest. Depending on what college she went to. Like if she went to like Florida or Alabama.
Yeah. So there's either multiple weeks of talking, or there was just a few days. In either regard, sucks for the guy who just got cheated on, because it's like, why were you? What was I? It makes them feel like, well, what was I not doing in those weeks that made you, do this? And then if it was just like in a day.
Oh, this is like a whole different thing though, because it's like, what if they went to two different colleges?
That could be the part that
happens. When people decide to stay.
I went to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Me when my girl cheat on me.
But so like, even if they went to different colleges, it's still all that part of, I guess, that feeling of loneliness and not being able to like
I'm not
say
good
to
enough.
yourself,
like
you can't not be, you cannot be alone. Like, you literally want to have somebody around you all the fucking time. It's things like that. But even if they did went to the same college or not, it's still like, you chose to talk to this person for a few weeks or a day. And then if for a day, if you wanted to be, I don't know if it's misogynistic, but I don't think so. I'm just gonna blurt it out there. But if you wanted to be the guy, be like, well, wifey, it took us like 6 months, and you let this nigga hit you while you were dating me on the first day for
For free?
well, for what? For free? Like, again, it's your body, but fuck,
Nigga unlocked his inner red pill. I agree though. Like some women be doing, but again, that's not a woman thing. That's just a bad character thing. And obviously, she went through the character growth. Still was bad that in her growth arc she didn't like admit to it, but at least she grew. But it's like, yeah,
like
I
if
agree
you
with
if
you though. Yeah, like you literally it took you a lot. Like, oh, you're the right one, and I love you. But as soon as you niggas like, yo, what's up? I'm in my fraternity, man. I think I got my sis pregnant. You just gonna give it to that guy. Yeah.
and it would be different if they weren't dating, and she did that before.
Yeah. Then he
So
would be
it would
a
be somewhat,
definite asshole, in my opinion.
but if it happened during,
Yeah.
and so it's just like, yeah, that shit combined with the daughter thing makes me be like, yeah, he's not the asshole. He's entitled to feel how he feels, especially because she kept it for so long.
Yeah.
Um, After, and that should have been kept if you're gonna have
You
kids.
should have told that nigga
So yeah,
immediately. Would have
yeah.
saved you.
So that's
It would have saved you a trip to the damn CVS, looking at that Plan B, looking all
huh.
just looking all mad
Should
before
I
you turned around, looking at the damn diapers. Cause
take
yeah,
the red pill, or blue pill?
take the Plan B or the diapers. What you gonna do? But yeah, you want to still talk about it, or?
I think I said pretty much all I wanted to say. Dude's not an asshole.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that he's not an asshole. Of course, we got our different reasonings, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, hiding a past bisexual relationship from my wife.
No.
All right.
No.
I, 42, male, spent the summers of the early 2000s and my early 20s going to all the concerts I possibly could. The pop punk / rock scene was at its peak when I was at the perfect age, and I was at the perfect age for it. So like that Teen Spirit song, entertain us. That one song, yeah. That was basically white people's version. Yeah, that's white people's version of Freaknik or whatever. I would spend every penny I made at my shitty jobs on live music or traveling to see live music. I'm sure no one familiar with this scene at the time would be shocked to hear that I was hooking up with a lot of people I met. 99.9% anecdotal evidence of said hookups were all with women. Oh, okay. But the culture of non-conformity made experimentation feel easier and less daunting than it did in the real world. Kissing guys in crowds was a favorite pastime of mine for a while.
Check it out.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Of course.
Listen, we have a black man right here.
I love him. That's Trey. I know this man. I met him.
He's never kissed a white girl in his life. Will you be the first one right here on camera?
Can I kiss him? Okay. Boom.
How's that feel, bro?
I don't fucking care.
Are y'all dating or no?
Yeah, we're dating. Yes, Black Lives Matter.
Until I met someone who we'll call Max. He and I immediately connected, and we spent the next 2 weeks or so attached to the hip. It's not something I would even accurately define as a relationship, hence the quotation marks on the title. It was just a very intense 2 weeks of us getting to know each other, going on road trips, and sort of falling in love while experiencing something we both loved. He told me he thought we were better as friends and wasn't sure he was really into dudes. It was the most profound hurt I had ever felt in my life. Nigga really got his heart broken by a dude. My bad. And it really shocked me. I had been in a relationship before, real ones that included commitment and lasted for months, and I hadn't taken those breakups nearly so hard. He and I remained friends after I took him some time to myself, but I never had another relationship with a man after that. It felt like that level of hurt was my warning sign to stay away. Now I'm old, married, and most of my music enjoyment these days comes in the form of me sitting at home listening with a glass of wine opposed to sweltering crowd Venuses of summer festival spaces. I have 2 amazing children, and most of my time and brain power is spent focused on how I can be the best dad to them and how to raise good humans in the scary world we live in right now. Max and I are still friends. That's insane. He lives near and oh my god, what is it? He lives nearby with a lovely family of his own. Oh my god. Sorry. And we see each other fairly often. His kids are friends with mine. Our wives are friends. This is insane. This is like a whole movie plot. And then they, Max, I really missed you. He did?
They'd be like, I see you. You kind of mowed my grass there, Max. Oh, I'm sorry, John. I was just seeing that you grass needed mowing. You're saying that you think I can't mow my own grass better? Well, that's not what I'm inferring, but if you want to believe that, that's you. Max, Max,
kiss me on my hot mouth.
Meet me in my backyard. All right. We gonna settle this like men.
Men. Max. Yeah.
I'm gonna start writing fan fiction smut. Dude, I'm gonna write that plot.
Recently, while going through some old stuff, I found old photos of Max and I and our eyeliner wearing heydays that had been tucked away. When his family came over, I pulled them out to show everyone. We had all had a bit to drink, and Max said something along the lines of, "It's us in our bisexual phase." Yeah, he ruined it. This is me and Kaden when we're 50. I could tell my wife's demeanor changed at once. We were alone later that night. I could see you doing a Kurt Franklin face. I'm sorry for making a joke. My bad. I could tell my wife's demeanor changed, and once we were alone later that night, I was all but interrogated all over it. I told her it was a brief 2 weeks fling, that I don't really identify as bisexual these days or when I met her, and that it didn't seem worth mentioning. She said I broke her trust by hiding this and that she needs time to think about things. This all happened on Friday night, and things are still incredibly tense between us. I'd like some advice or reassurance or something. It wasn't something I was actively hiding. It just never came up. This is basically the opposite of Donald's thing.
Grown ass man
the person
complaining on Reddit. Grown ass man.
Damn. Would you not say that the other dude was complaining? Hey, it don't even matter. It's funny though, cause he in the other situation, he was the one having the trust betrayed, and then this one is the one who quote unquote betrayed the trust. But yeah, I've said the thing. Everybody give your thoughts. Who went first last time?
I think it was Kaden.
All right, so you go first, Donald.
It was not me. It was
definitely you. You. Yes, it was literally you. Yeah, you literally said, I don't agree. And then I went second and said I pushed back, but I agree too. And then Donald went. So it's Donald's turn. And then
Did you want to give your thoughts first, though? Still? Or,
nah, that's
right.
cool.
Well, I'm going to start out with the little joke. Okay, is that cool?
Yeah, hopefully it's not like the way you...
Honey? Honey, what's wrong? Nothing, dude. Honey, please talk to me. Honey, please talk to me. You a dick in the booty ass nigga. I can't ever stay with somebody that gay. How could you do this to me? We had 2 kids. Two.
You was taking dick up your rear.
Straight touch it. I gotta get out of this house. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think the wife's overreacting. Of course, that is, my opinion, because I don't really care about what is it, societal norms, our nuclear families and shit like that. I mean, if you want them in your house, cool, but like you shouldn't be this overreactive because your husband didn't disclose his 20-year. Because how long have the wife and him been married? But judging by the oldest kid, it was still 20 years ago. I still don't think that she needed to know, or he didn't need. I don't believe he needed to.
Damn, this nigga's internet is terrible. It's so bad.
Honey, I'm home. Where's my phone? Hold on. Geek.
I have to blur that out because you're a minor. You have to blur that out. Yeah, you're.
This won't even be in the video. That's fine. Why does he send me his live stream?
You did. You disconnected. You disconnected. Yo. You know that one video of Chris Brown doing a not. That was you.
To summarize what I said, I think that the wife was inconsiderate of the man's feelings. That it's not like the past Am I the Asshole where he had cheated. No, this was before. This was a relationship before, and I don't think that he needed to disclose all of his sexual past, especially if it's something he's not comfortable with or something he was just experimenting with. I also believe that Max, who said, "Oh, that's a little bisexual thing," is also in the wrong, because I don't think you should out. Please tell me I'm not frozen again. Please.
You're good.
Man,
you're good.
For the
love.
love.
You're fine.
I don't think Max should have, disclosed or brought this dude or guy out of the husband out of the closet like that. Even if it's something normal within his family, like they are, him and his wife talked about it. Him and his kids are just, they're non-conforming. It's reasonable to assume that most of the time, those who do go into those, especially white people, those who do go into that, hippie, non-conformist against the system as phase. And I call it a phase because for most of them, that's what it is. They usually return to, societal norms pretty quick.
You think so?
Just some things, yeah. But most of the time, they revert back to their, fathers or grandfathers' ideals and shit like that. So I think he shouldn't have expected for his wife to be as what is the word I'm using?
Angry.
Is it not angry? Not distraught. No, it would be accepting. Max shouldn't have assumed that the husband's wife shouldn't have been as accepting.
Oh.
Because you're both. You got the nuclear family, 2 kids, a wife, live in the suburbs. That's as conforming as it gets, I guess. That's the whole American dream shit. He should have expected that she'd be a little upset, especially when your neighbors and your friends and
howdy,
this
neighbor.
hasn't been at all. So I guess that's my stance on it. Is I feel like the wife's an asshole. I don't feel like the husband's an asshole. And I feel like Max is also a bit of an asshole here. As for the husband, I don't think there was anything he could have done And unless his wife had asked him previously, like, "What about your loves? Who have you loved him before?" And that he could have said Max. And if he did admit it, then that kind of would be weird because this person lives right next to us. How could you not tell me? Do you still have feelings for him? Yada yada yada. But that's my take.
Alright.
Sorry it took so long.
Yeah, it's good. I do not. Obviously, I don't think the dude's an asshole. I do disagree with you though on Max. I agree that you shouldn't have said that shit. But again, it's that it goes under that like thin line of under the influence, right? And the dude in the thing said, yeah, we've had a couple of drinks to drink. I feel like the wife overreacted as well. And I think what was worse is that woman fragility comes in of, wait, my man was gay? My man was doing sexual things with another man? Right? And it was the way that she... Preposterous, yeah. Preposterous. I should be better. I should be the best thing that ever happened to him. Right? This pussy got power. But, yeah, the way that she reacted over the fact that her husband, who is in his 40s, by the way, was doing something 20 years ago that you had no idea of. And then even when you got together with him...
You were kind of on his dick. Like,
you're right. You were literally on, and you were cool with that, right? And it's like, yeah, she didn't ask this question because, again, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure she was normal. She probably conformed. Or if she wasn't conformed, she conformed later in her life. So, of course, there was no doubt about it. He's with her. He's not gay. He's straight. So she's not thinking about even asking that question. And even if she did ask that question and he did answer with oh yeah, I was with Max, again, how you said, she would overreact again. If she does break up with him and to get a divorce and ruin their family, I think she's a complete dick. Because again, these two situations, like the first one where the woman cheated, and this one where this dude had an interaction with a man for a week 20 years ago, completely different. Because one, trust is kind of betrayed on both sides, but one is like, I was experimenting and we weren't even together, and it was 20 years ago. And the other one is, well, I cheated on you while we were dating, 14. So I think he's not an asshole, and I really hope he get through that shit and they work it out. Yeah, Kaden, what do you gotta say about it?
I was gonna say, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What happened. He was taking dick in the booty. He was
prehistoric era. Freaknik. Again, those Nirvana concerts is the white Freaknik for me.
Isn't it? They just...
Yeah, mosh pits, hella STDs.
Nah, but
no Narcan, so if you overdose, you're dead.
You're cooked.
You're cooked. Literally fried.
But I think she's tripping. I won't lie.
And that's all I gotta say?
Oh, yeah.
Future?
Alright.
Caden, your turn. Or shoot, Donald.
I have to get one. Oh.
Yeah. While you get one, Donald, you say what you're gonna say.
You find one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've completely, and this is my fault. I forgot about the influence thing, that they were under the influence. In which case, I still stand behind what I said, but I can understand the reason that because the inhibitions are low.
Can I do what Alvin be doing?
Everybody hates
I mean, you're wrong, but go ahead. Continue.
What the fuck up? But I still would say that if the husband was upset at Max, which I forgot if it was said if he was or not, then it's completely understandable because that is a secret or I guess not, because it's a secret, yes. But
it's not like a big secret. It's not a big ass secret. It's not like It's not like I murdered somebody last summer secret. It's like a thing that I did that was embarrassing, that it's my secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I accidentally, like I like accidentally flashed myself out in public, right? Why would I tell you that? Why would I tell anybody that openly? Stupid. I would never do that, right? Whether as so that's just a secret that you did something embarrassing in your past. You didn't want, or something niggas would make fun of you for. Why would you ever tell anybody?
Right.
Like, what was that one episode in Big Mouth? The jizz cracker, right? Why would you ever tell anybody that you participated in that event?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. You wouldn't say anything to anyone. If you did, you wouldn't say anything.
No, not unless I was, again, under the influence or just really telling myself like there's nothing that could take my ego down. I could tell everybody what the most embarrassing stuff I did, and I'm gonna still act like I'm the king of the world. But off that point, I also want to talk about, I guess, the wife's reasoning for getting upset, and it could be because of the heteronormative or normative rules or our expectations that as a woman you're supposed to be, cook for your man, please your man, etc., etc. And when there's a part that you haven't, or I guess not that you haven't done, but that some other person who's not a woman has done it for your man, it sort of attacks your perceived femininity, and so I guess that's what she might have been feeling in that moment, is that, well, if he's able to do this, what am I without this? Like, what am I without this this pussy? I guess, for lack of better words.
Pussy don't got
like,
no
am I even a woman? Am I even a woman if my man can be tempted by something like a boy? I mean, this framework has been played around, or not played around with, but like explained better and thoroughly. I think thoroughly by I think his name is James Baldwin, in one of his books, and in the movie Moonlight, where it's about this. Well, I'm not gonna get into all of that because I don't know what we can get copyrighted from, and I don't also really want to.
Nothing.
I haven't watched or read the book. I've only seen some things from either, or from both. So I'm not gonna really get into that. But yeah, I think that's what the woman is experiencing, and so for her to I don't know how she could get rid of it other than by just having this dude, her husband, act way more masculine. Like, my presumption is that, like, in the future, I guess in the near future, she's gonna kind of get like way more way less lax with them, and so anything that can be seen as feminine behavior, she's probably gonna be like she's gonna push back on that, be like, your man do this, your man do that, your man's supposed to act like this, and all of that, just so she can conform to that little that she got going on.
Not as scared in her
her not feeling insecure.
Yeah. As long as he's being a man, my pussy still got power. Yeah. All right, Caden, did you find what you needed to find?
One sec. Am I the asshole for ruining a family dinner because of my golden child sister? This was kind of cool. I, female 17, have a younger sister, Emily, female 18. Even though they don't say it explicitly, Emily is clearly my parents' favorite child. I can understand why they're proud of Emily. She's a straight-A student, and she leads roles in student theater, swims competitively, and she's popular at school. And she's very, very good looking. I, on the other hand, am probably more plain. I work hard at school, but I'm not as outgoing or intelligent as Emily, and I don't excel at any extracurriculars like she does. My parents often celebrate Emily. We have certificates of hard work on the fridge. We always do outings, meals, commemorate her achievements, and attend all her swim events and plays. I know my parents love me, but I don't get close to that level of attention even when I work hard. The other night was out with my parents, uncles, aunts, and cousins. We just been to one of Emily's shows, and she recently got accepted onto the summer team. She was wanting to complete. The whole meal revolved around Emily discussing how proud everyone was of her accomplishment. I don't think I was mentioned once. I'm usually more reserved or just bite my tongue, but I admit with the meal I shouted maybe pay more attention to me and not just the golden child. You'd have more things to celebrate. Everyone just went silent, and my mom said we discussed this when we got home, and not to ruin the meal. Everyone looked shocked and close to crying. To say the rest of the meal was awkward would be putting it lightly. When I got home, my parents shouted at me for embarrassing them and said that Emily deserves to be celebrated and that if I did something, I merited celebration. I would receive the same treatment. I said how unfair this was. Nothing I do gets recognized regardless. Emily joined in and said she works hard and deserves to be recognized, and that she is the older sister. I should grow up and actually work hard for once. I want her success. I haven't spoken to Emily since then, and my parents are still annoyed at me for ruining the meal. Whew. So there's that one. Nick, you want to go first?
Oh, yeah. She's basically asking if she's the asshole for bringing up the fact that they always talk about the golden child. I don't think she is. Again, firstly, shame on her parents for not loving their other child. Yeah, I got brownie points. But shame on her parents for not loving her. Like, because you don't have to have... I guess I don't really feel... I can relate to her a tiny bit because, you know, my brother, you know, he was able to get a scholarship on his sports. But every sport I played, even if I did good enough, decent enough, I'd never get a scholarship because, you know, I'm short and I wasn't ever on a varsity or, like, the trial team. But, like, I've never felt that type of... I can relate to, like, not being as good as the other sibling, but I can't relate on the fact that, like, your parents literally treat you as lesser than. And then it's crazy too because
I can.
In that sad. I'm sad for you too, Caden. But in that instance, she'll stop like talking to her parents. Like when she grows up, she'll just stop talking to them, low to no contact at all. And then they're gonna be, oh, we miss you. Why you don't love us no more? Right? If they actually somewhat cared. But me assuming, I don't even think they would have even cared. As long as they have the good child, they're happy. Because some parents do that where they live their life vicariously through their children. And it's like, oh, well, she's successful, we're successful, we did a good job, honey. Right? And it's like, oh, well, she's not here. So, yeah, I don't think she's the asshole at all. In fact, there are some times in life where you're going to have to not conform and basically, like, talk. Like, you know, like, you know how some people, like, you would say, oh, yeah, that's straight out of a comic book or cartoon. Like, no one would ever do that, right? Like, there are going to be times where you're going to have to do the thing that people would think you wouldn't do. Like, talk to your boss, like, in a somewhat assertive manner, or your parents, or your significant other, especially if it's some bullshit that's been going on for too long. So, yeah, to make a long story short, I don't think she's the asshole. Shame on her parents. I don't think... Did the other siblings say anything about it, or she just sat there and took it?
I think she just sat there and took it.
And I feel like knowing that she's like a good one. Hopefully she's not like a dick. Like, mom loves me more than she loves you. Hopefully she's gonna try to be Hopefully she's gonna try to be supportive. And be like, sis, I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think that if anything, her parents are the assholes and they need to do better. You, Caden?
I think that she's not an asshole. I think the fact that that shit happened is fucked up, but I mean, yeah, I'll live with it. I mean, that's all I can really say through experience.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. Because if your parents, like, in what, she was 17? What is she gonna accomplish at 17? That fast? unless you just dedicated a year to getting that body right, and being how you say, nothing but back, just back. She get her body right, and she's just nothing but back, and she tries out for a varsity team and makes it, and now she getting a scholarship, but that takes a lot of time. Yo, Donna, what do you want to say about it? What do you want to yap about it?
All right, I'm gonna get my thoughts real quick, then I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
All right. So I don't think she's an asshole because, again, she's entitled to how she feels. And, she's a teenager. Of course, she might spew it at the person who's receiving the praise instead of the perpetrators of this. Or, I mean, she might spew it at everybody. I hope that, like Caden said, it's not a situation in where the other daughter is, an asshole and will be like, oh, fuck you, I'm the man fucking child, sucking you, dickhead. And why can't you just be better? I hope it's something that she and her sister can go through and work on together and sort of like come to the parents and like try to have a sit down and talk with them and hopefully come to an understanding of the way that they say things and do things is getting to her, and that they need a better way, I guess, to parent or to give out compliments. Yeah.
All right.
So. Yeah. So I'll be right back.
You got it.
And thank you. I wanted to talk more specifically about homelessness because, in Missouri, our neighboring state, they have announced that it is illegal. It will be a crime to sleep on state-owned land in Missouri. So streets, parks, underneath bridges, and overpasses will be fined $750 and face 15 days in jail. Although, on private property, it's only a $200 fine.
What the fuck are they? Woo!
So I want to talk about that's what is the reason that they're doing this? Like obviously there's a reason, and we know the reason. It's free labor for them. So it's forced slavery because under the was it the 18th, 13th Amendment? There's no slavery. There's slavery. What the fuck, slavery? Unless by prison. And so what they're doing is they're now, since people don't want to work not people don't want to work anymore, but people don't want to work for the shitty conditions, the mental and physical health that gets neglected a lot of the time, and because of the ever rising costs on things, and people still working as hard as they can but never really seemingly finding a way out of this hole, they're going to force labor because under these private institutions they don't have to pay these people anything. If they really wanted to, they might pay them cents, but they don't have to pay them anything. And that's really just because of the government stepping and sort of being like, oh, you got to pay them at least like $2 or something. I don't know. But so that's what they're doing, is they're forcing these people to be not only for labor, but for when they get out. For when they get out, if they make it a felony or misdemeanor, then guess what? A felon, the person who commits a felony, they can't vote. So what they're going to use that probably to do is be like, if that happens, or not if, but when that happens, and it's now that homelessness is a felony, felons can't vote, and already previous felons can't vote, you don't have anybody except those who are getting two shoes, and I use that term loosely just to mean like those who haven't gotten in trouble with the law yet. and those who is in their best interest to, either those, and by that I mean like conformists, the ones who just, they don't want to just deal with any of this societal changes. They just be like, I'll just do this. I'll look the other way. I'll just do whatever they tell me to do because I don't want to have to think about the other, what else I could do. And the elitists, the elite who are like, this helps me. If these people can't vote against me, signing in a deal that impacts the environment, shit, I can do all this shit all I want to. Like, yeah, they can come at my house, but I know they're not gonna kill me because guess what? They can't even own a gun. So ha 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 ha.
Not like they're gonna spear me.
And yeah, and I wanted to talk about that, specifically homelessness, because even in face against this, homeless people are, they're still fighting back. There's communities within homeless people, and some reports in Portland, Oregon, have it that they're building their own houses, and Republicans, conservatives are still getting mad about that.
That's so stupid.
Even when they tell you to pick you up by your fucking bootstraps, so you pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, no, not that way, not that way. I know that's not. I want you to suffer. I want you to suffer, nigga. I want you to suffer, nigga. I want you to die
for me.
Life. I want you to die for that $10 measly a fucking hour. I want you to break your bone, crack your neck for it. It's just when you see that shit, when you see them taking the advice, not literally from them, but figuratively from them, and them still getting mad at the homeless people, it speaks to a wider issue, and an issue that's not being talked about. It's not the fact that they're homeless. It's not the fact of all these other things. There's a bigger underlying issue that needs to be addressed, because it's really, they hate them because they feel superior to them. Yeah, because
how we were saying, like,
media,
I think we pulled up near a homeless dude, and I didn't want to look at him because I was guilty, because I didn't I don't have motion like that, so I didn't have actual money on me. And he was making noises, and I'm like, I didn't want to look at him also for that, because I was really gonna giggle at this nigga. That would make me feel like shit. But Donald didn't look at me, and this was, I gotta get closer to the mic. Donald looked at me. This was a great check by a friend, real friend shit, like real friendly shit he just did. And he looked at me. He's like, nigga, he's human. Go, at least look at him like he's human. So I did. I waved. He was still doing his thing, and his shit said refugee on it, and I'm like, hopefully he's not a refugee of Palestine, but he could be. And yeah, what Donald said about them high mighty, I make so much money niggas, like, they do actually feel superior. They're elitists. Donald, you have the floor again. I just wanted to agree with you on that stance.
Yeah, I guess for keeping the shit. Yeah. But I want to, like, think about it, or I guess let's talk ideas of why it is that when we see homeless people, we look at them with disgust, maybe hate,
because we got more emotion,
anger.
Oh my god, you just used that.
Jesus,
fuck! I shouldn't have said it. This is my fault. This is my fault because I said something. I think a lot of people do actually have discussed, again, how you said, especially, no, not to you because you're good, Caden, but like a lot of those like middle-aged white people, or white people that just have money and they're well off, they just believe that, like, homeless people stinky, they smell gross, you didn't want to work and now you're suffering. Look at you. You should have just did it, right? What's wrong with you? Whereas there's another type of person, including white people as well, where they feel bad for them, but they might not have money, so physically on them, and there's no system in America that makes it super easy to just give someone homeless money, besides from you actually having money on yourself, right? And nobody wants to give them their Cash App information because you'll get like 50 notifications, because these people, they're desperate, right? They're very desperate, right? So much so to the point where, how you said, in Portland, Oregon, and this is a dream come true in my eyes, that they're building their own houses. Like, me and you came up with the idea of the infrastructure of how we could build our own rinky-dink ass house and probably live in it and have a good time. But they were literally building them because of the desperation of, if I don't do this shit, I will die and no one else will care. But yeah, I think the main reason a lot of the high people do that because they're high, right? It's like kind of like playing a ranked video game. Even if you like gold is the average to slightly above average. You're good at the game. But someone who just touched platinum, they're gonna shit all over you because they're like, I'm just better, and look at my aim, bro. It's kind of like that, and that's like that's a thing with capitalism. There's a lot of problems like capitalism. I think a little bit of patriarchy in there too. That idea of, oh, I'm better than you because I have more and I'm of a higher status. Some people think that they have to keep up with the status quo and constantly just, be terrible human beings to everybody. That's
I keep it real with y'all.
Yeah.
I be lying to homeless people.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
like, yeah, I don't got cash. I don't.
Oh, yeah, no, Caden, you're not the only. A lot of people do that. I think there was one time I said that shit. I actually did have cash. I just didn't remember. And I seen, I was like, oh shit, I could have gave him that money, right? But there's probably times when I was younger. And you know what my mom and my brother said about that? They said, don't be doing, because a lot of them are scamming. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Some of them are. But you also got to think, how could they get to that? How did they get to that? How did they get there?
Punchmade.
To scam. That's not like Punchmade. He be writing scripts. He like does his stuff mostly electronically. But like they're like the baby. I think it's the baby formula scam, where a Mexican lady will ask you to buy her baby formula, and baby formula costs like $20, and she'll ask you to buy like 4 of them, and it's $80. And then that little thick little Spanish lady will leave out the store. She can sell that baby formula for a profit. And it's easy money, but it's just a lot of bad rap because our whole entire society is based on how productive are you and how much money do you make. So when you have someone who's literally at the bottom of the bottom, they are treated as worse than human, less than human, subhuman, loser ass. It's terrible. Donald, who wants to talk after me? I'm really happy we talked about that shit. Huh, what's up?
Can y'all hear anything?
No, we can't. No. Is your mom screaming?
No, stop.
Your mom screaming?
No. She just played her music.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh.
Salami, eggs, and bacon.
Okay. Anyway, there was other things I want to talk about, like the possibility that they might, because the houses they're making, they're not big. They're under underpasses, and they're just like little like think of a think of a potty house. Think of that.
Yeah,
and
it's still good that they're trying. That it's good that they're trying to use the things that they have.
Here's me.
Yeah.
My bedroom. If I'm a homeless person, boom! I done already enter the kitchen, the living room, and I'm outside of the apartment because my window. It's like really not that big.
I'm happy that they're trying to work with what they got. The homeless people do that a lot.
Yeah.
They're literally surviving.
Yeah, they know how to survive, and people are still getting pissed at it, and I just don't understand that logic. I mean, I do. But
why? If you're pissed at it, like
thinking of it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're pissed off about it, you should be looking for representatives that want to end homelessness. But they don't want to do that though, because they're on that pick yourself up. Oh my god! Welcome back. How was your time?
Yay! It was pleasant to say the least. Anyway, they don't think you deserve a shower, a hot shower, a hot meal to eat, hygienic things to make sure you don't to keep off any diseases.
That you stink though.
No,
Yep.
don't complain.
Yeah.
You don't need any clothes.
Complain that you got your dick out.
Hair.
Won't let give
all
you
of
any
that
grooming
shit.
products.
They'll complain about all of that shit, but at the same moment that you try to better yourself, they'll complain and call police on you too. So just that, also the fact that that money thing where there's a TikToker, I forgot his name, but I think it's a whole little mini organization, and what they do is they go around, I think, giving money or food or hot meals to homeless people, and they were cited, like they got 97, I think almost 100 plus tickets.
Why?
For giving, it's illegal to give food to the homeless.
Like what the?
Damn.
Bro, that's straight up out of a dystopian movie, video game, cartoon. Like, I would have to talk to them. I would talk to the cops giving that ticket. I'm gonna be like, do you really think that's right? Do you really think that's right?
Yeah, they'll be like, I know, man. I know. I'm just doing my job.
Then I talk to the
hate that.
politicians, and then it's like, do you really think that's right? And they'll be like, well, and they'll have some bogus, like Nancy Baloney, where she was like, tic-tac-toe, a winner. And right, and it's just like, I'm gonna look at that dude and be like, no, you're evil. You like.
Did y'all hear about the fucking senator who said the slur?
I think they're all racist, but let's stay on topic.
No, on camera.
I didn't see it,
Let's see.
but let's stay on topic though. Donald, continue, because I am interrupting. My bad.
You're good, and you're good too, Caden. We'll talk about that after. Well, no, I mean, we can kind of.
Yeah, and it's insane because you want to know why? That's a completely different thing. Well, I'm gonna talk this stuff. Keep it in. We keep electing these geezers. And allowing these old vultures to stay in office. Of course, they're gonna be racist. Of course, for 100%. Like, you're telling me the same dude that was 20 years old during the civil rights movement is a good fit for the office?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Unless they were super progressive.
Donald Trump's my president.
Yeah. I don't like him after I heard what he was trying to do to Central Park 5. I immediately...
What happened?
So he called for the assassination of the Central Park 5. He vote like people...
What's that?
Alright, so Central Park 5. So in New York, there was like a group of hundreds of black teens hanging out, doing stuff, just being kids in the 80s, late 80s. What happened was a white lady got beaten and raped badly. And she literally, like, yeah, what Donald was doing, that's what was happening to her. And they literally, like they didn't even know who did it, but this hack of a woman decided to just choose 5 off of some dumbass process of, we know you did it. No, I did it, because they're getting hit on and stuff. And, you know, then they got incarcerated at like the ages of 14 to 16 and had to spend like decades just trying to prove their innocence until they finally were proven innocent. In the middle of all that, Donald Trump was like, yeah, I want all of those blackies to be assassinated at the ripe age of 60, because he was probably 60 years old at that time. And he called for the assassination of them, and which is why I really don't mess with him as a president, because he literally wanted to kill him. And then I seen a coon in all red, and my favorite color is red. He just ruined it for me, right? With a MAGA hat, talking about some well, obviously they're black and they shouldn't have been doing that, and obviously in that situation, you know, you would be wanting to hurt them too because they didn't know. And then some people in the comments were saying, oh, they did do it. And it's like, bro, there was a whole Netflix documentary on how they didn't do it. It is proven that it was false that they didn't do it. It's like, how are people so misinformed in America? It's because they don't really care. They don't really need to learn it. It's optional knowledge. And then, but when they get into the conversation, obviously the internet's tailored to what they believe in, so they're gonna get stuff that they believe in, even if it's fake. But that's a tangent. That was mostly a tangent. I don't like Donald Trump. He just played the slur video, Donald. The dude said the J word for black people. Jigsaw puzzle.
Gary.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying something about along the lines of the scamming thing, and even scammers would have it rough if they're out there day and night, because again, of course, of the bad rep that they have.
And then it's risky too.
So they don't make much money, and then with the rising cost of everything, yeah, they definitely need to scam and do way more things. But if you see somebody outside who's like, I need money, and then they're working a job, these people will be quick to be like, you were scamming me, you already have money. It's like, no, I still need that money. I just also can't wait for your breadcrumbs. That little $5 or 10 cents you give me is not going to be enough to get me and my family a house. And most of the time it's, yeah, so that shit. And then that slur shit, like Katie was talking about, how it was a senator. I said I was gonna try to like segue that in. I will, but I'm not gonna dive way into it. I'm just gonna say that the only reason why we allow things like this, the pain that this world goes through, is because of colonialism, it's because of capitalism, it's because of the anti-blackness that is perpetrated throughout the entire fucking world, where they see anybody black or brown, anyone with fucking melanin, they're just like, yeah, you're subhuman, you kind of deserve this.
Ew.
And I know,
Ew.
I don't think that way. You know, it's still like, it doesn't matter if you specifically don't think that way. The millionaires and billionaires who, exploit, black and brown people.
Yeah.
Even if they don't think that way, it's the system that they play by that thinks that way, that needs that way.
And you subconsciously think that way as well.
You subconsciously think that way as
right. If you've seen me and Donald wearing all black with black horses in the nighttime walking towards you, you will be a little scared. Until we talk to you and be like, oh, what's up, brother? And then you will understand we're not even that harmful.
What's up, brother?
We're harmless. We're harmless, basically. Yeah, I agree with you, Donald. Yeah.
It's shit like that allows us to keep homelessness. And nonetheless, the fact that we really shouldn't have it. There's many vacant homes.
Tons.
For the people that
enough
we
to house people and still have
many,
vacancy.
Even if you weren't going to make it into a house, or the houses ran out, there's also abandoned places
that we can build up. I don't even think the houses would run out either.
You don't even have to build up. You would just have to renovate. But yeah, build up, like schools that could be turned into other shelters. We can divest money from the defenses and shit into that, and we can put our own money and work together as a community in order to do that. But of course, people will be like, what the fuck do I get out of it? Because I always gotta have something.
You feel better?
You run my back, I will of yours. It's that fucking mindset of, I just can't do this for you because I, as a human, see the human in you too, and that's enough.
I want you to have a better life. Be like, because again,
you shouldn't have to live like this.
You shouldn't have to the only reason that homelessness is a thing because of this system that you didn't have no choice in the matter of if it was going to be the main thing because you weren't born. You weren't alive. And then when you came alive, most of the people who are homeless fought in the military, and they get plopped right back out onto the underbelly of LA, and just like underbelly of most cities, and it's like
no programs to like not train them, but for lack of better words, that's what I'm going with. But like help them be put back into society. Because even that like bill that they
all right, class. Riz, yeah.
Especially if they're disabled. Especially if they've been disabled.
Yeah, Livy done.
It's just terrible to think about. And I wish we as humans could just understand.
Be better. Yeah.
Get back to that level because of generosity.
The trading times. I mean, they would definitely spare you if you were a witch at that time. So if they thought you were a witch, you're getting spared.
No, I'm not just talking about that, because of course there's going to be traces of that everywhere. It's not like this capitalism and all that shit is a newfound system. They've been done for years. That's why for centuries. That's why we have it now. But what I was trying to say is, I guess that when we're taught as kids, we're told to be nice, be kind, and all of that. And
shit
it's
gets
like
kicked out the window.
Personal experiences, and also understanding that the world isn't black and white, it's gray. People become bitter, people become resentful, people just become, I guess, less empathetic and less optimistic for themselves, unless they got it like that, then they'll just be like,
I turned out wrong.
We need to get back to that level of you and I are the same.
Yeah.
But there's so many barriers like classism, ableism, racism, xenophobia, etc.
They won't all go away, because it's always going to be one family, one group of people that
perpetuates. Yeah. So it's going to be hard. It's going to take long.
We might not be alive.
I'd rather. It might not be. I might not be alive when that day comes. But as long as I do my part, as long as everyone tries to do their part, is what keeps me motivated. What keeps me waking up and being like, you know what? I think I'll still live to see another day. There's things that might never smile.
It's possible too. Alvin on the waving the red flag. Waving the red flag. Waving the wet flag. Alvin literally said that like America definitely has tons of money to send to like in homelessness and in world hunger, in hunger in the U.S. at least. But again, if to shoot the politicians bail, they're probably like, oh well, we got to worry about paying off our debt that we've been paying off for like hundreds of years. And I would just look at him like, bro, let that shit take a break and help your citizens out, right? You're gonna make the money back, but of course, it's a well, we just want money thing again. I don't know. Kate, do you have anything to say on this? We and Donald, mainly Donald, yapped about it, so
it's just depressing. That's all I got to say.
Damn, no, nothing in depth, nothing.
I agree with you.
Donald just froze in time. They could just, oh my god, you spoke so fast. It hurt me, and I only heard like shut yo.
I said, you know what's depressing?
What?
Because
you froze.
Facts. I froze.
Oh, you wanna know what else is depressing?
Better Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
dude,
it's
Rex.
Way worse.
What?
Does that make sense?
Invincible.
Brief. I'm gonna keep that bitch brief because I want to talk about TikTok. Yeah, that nigga Rex got shot in the fucking face. And He tanked it though. He tanked it. I don't know what's wrong with him. Is he gonna be alright?
He gonna be good.
Yeah. Bro, I just want to say, keep it brief. Bro, Invincible is such an amazing show. I'm so happy I waited. But they've literally been taking so long with the episodes that I was like, what? I was like 16 when it came out. Maybe, yeah, I was 16. I am now 19. I'm probably going to be 21 when this bitch is done.
To segue into our next subject.
Yeah.
TikTok's banned, TikTok, the application.
Yeah.
TikTok, they were fucking promoting that show on TikTok too.
Yeah.
And you wanna know what's crazy? It's not banned.
Not now. But the reason why people are saying it's banned because
they gotta sell it.
Yeah. But basically, for a background for people who do not know what happened, this happened all the way in 2023.
Nick,
like
do you have any affiliation with the Chinese government?
I'm Singaporean senator. I'm from Singapore.
Yes, but have you ever applied for citizenship in China?
Yo, what was that one meme with the dude jumped the judge? Oh hell no. That's basic because that's the idiocy. Anyway, let me get to that. I will get to that. Right. So late 2023, or actually early 2020. Early 2023. We spotted a spy balloon in America. It couldn't have been a spy. It could have been just someone filming something using the sky balloon. It could have been anything, but everybody in America assumed it was China, because again, America doesn't like Russia or China because they are the two other big superpowers that could nuke this bitch and end everything. So, and obviously America doesn't like them because they want to be the most powerful, the most high. Anyways, they assume it's China, so they start looking into everything, right? They're trying to talk to the Chinese representatives. They're saying we don't give a fuck what you talk about. We don't spy, whatever. And obviously they don't like each other, specifically because America sees Taiwan as its own area, and China thinks Taiwan is still theirs because they're weird. I know you're gonna talk about ladyboys, so we're not gonna. Yeah, I'll happily.
Ladyboys?
I would happily fight though for them. Anyways,
basically you're talking about ladyboys.
They pulled the person who owns TikTok. He's Singaporean. In fact, before I even go
have
into
you ever applied for China?
I'm about to check, just fact check myself. I gotta see.
So on the topic of ladyboys, we got Keanu V. We got
man, my God,
Not
bro.
boom.
Don't put them on, bro. Don't put them on.
I can't put them on.
Don't put them on.
No.
Yeah, Singapore is a completely different state from anywhere. In fact, Singapore is connected to it's in between Malaysia and Indonesia, nowhere near China. Or it's near China, but it's
Jimmy
not.
Neutron blow up Malaysia?
Yeah, but I don't know. But like Singapore is in the middle. But the owner of TikTok is a Singaporean, right? I think Singapore people from Singapore, it's kind of like Spanish where they speak some sort of like Chinese, but it's a different version, right? But they pulled him into
Arigato,
the
senor.
Senate. They pulled him into like the courtroom. They were asking him a bunch of dumbass questions. You could search the thing up. You could see the dumbass. Well, don't search it up if it's from Fox because they'll purposely remove those. But they'll literally, if you search it up and see the complete 100% interview or interrogation, just with no crazy stuff, you'll see them asking stupid questions like, "Are you part of the Chinese? Are you Chinese? Are you a Chinese citizen? No, from Singapore. Have you ever joined the Chinese Communist Party?" Just look at it. Was like that one thing when Malachi said, "Is she racist?" And it's like, well, I just answered your question, right? And then they were just asking stupid questions, the same. Oh, are you a communist? Are you trying to invade? Are you selling information to China? And he keeps telling them no. And it's funny too, because it's like a normal dude talking to a bunch of stupid people, and like he's just looking at him like, what? No, right? Like, what are you talking about? So of course it's been boiling over, but it finally came to the point where they're like, yeah, let's ban it, because they were a little scared, but that was more of a red scare thing. And then as soon as they started realizing, oh my God, TikTok is actually a really good form of news, and it's completely unbiased, right? Because people are now sharing information. I feel like what mainly
Good
got
morning,
like this,
bad news.
It got like this because of the Palestine, genocide in Palestine, Free Palestine. But that stuff happened, and people on TikTok are literally like, you know, they're like reporting on it. Like people who are not reporters are talking about it. So they're like, oh my God. So their cover up is that, oh, we don't want China surveilling on our stuff. So they went into court. They 197 yay geezers, by the way, all geezers. House of Representatives, I'm pretty sure 197 yay, bunch of geezers. They passed it. Only 67 nay. And to those 67, thank you for trying. But obviously, there's not much you can do when you have a bunch of old, decrepit, dementia-ridden old people like Nancy Pelosi. And then, since it's passed, guess who said it's going to get sent to the president, right? If you've looked at Schoolhouse Rock, that I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. They're sending it to him, and Sleepy Joe already said he's signing it. So now it's basically confirmed once he signs it. TikTok has 6 months, so half a year. Apparently he has to sell it, or they're banning it off of all platforms. And to be honest, I want him to sell it. I want him to sell it 100%. Because our people have already, like, people are going to start getting Androids. Because remember, Androids, you can get modded APKs to just get TikTok again. And if you keep TikTok installed on your account, unless they do a government worldwide iOS update that deletes it, you'll still have it. But like, I don't, that's basically, they're banning it. They've given him 6 months. In my opinion, I don't want him to sell it, because first and foremost, don't give more power to our country with that app, number one. Number two, don't let our country colonize and take from what you've made, right? Because he did buy out, he bought TikTok from Musical.ly. He turned Musical.ly into TikTok. But even then, that was through normal means. There was no held hostage, you have to sell it. He just offered money, and they took it. They're literally trying to force him into this corner. And me personally, I would just want him to not give in. And I don't care if it's banned. I would like it to not be banned. But if it's banned, it's not like they can force every American to delete TikTok. And
delete it!
Yeah, but it's not much we can do. They've already decided. And it's crazy that they're deciding on doing that rather than fixing serious issues like homelessness, hunger in the U.S., the fact that nobody can make decent money in the U.S. anymore. It's like insane that they thought that banning an app was more important. So yeah, I want that dude, that Singaporean dude, to not sell it. Keep your app, because you'll still have people around the world still using it. And while you might have way less U.S. engagement, there will still be people that need to get their fix on TikTok. And if we can't use TikTok, we'll use something else. I'm really sad that dumbass shit happened. What do you guys think about that situation, bro?
I think the Chinese man shouldn't sell it, that way the app gets banned.
Huh? Donald.
Okay. I was just saying that if you do have it, even if you are using a VPN after it's banned, I think it's 15 years up in jail and like $20,000 to $75,000.
Are these niggas serious? Oh my God! I didn't even know that. So you're getting $15K out your pockets.
No, you can't pay that.
You can't pay that. So they're just basically putting you in debt and putting you in jail. Donald, how'd you say that? What was Max? Yeah, what was Max and that other dude doing in the beginning of the podcast? That's basically what they're doing to you. They're doing
no views. That shit off.
Man, shit.
Short form videos. don't work on YouTube. But so it sucks for the people who do that.
Damn, man.
And it's really crazy that they're putting such a fucking heavy fine just because
they know that they're like, it's literally an attack on our generation or anybody young or anyone who uses that app. It's just
it's not all because of it, but it's just like they just don't want the truths of Israel's monstrosity, brutality, the fact that there's still an apartheid in Congo and places across the Middle East and Africa. All of these genocides and just bad things occurring throughout the world that we're learning about on a daily fucking basis, while we're learning it that, hey, our little superpower, our little place that we call America, not that cool. I mean, in history class, I learned that shit. A lot of people learn that shit. Hell, even the conservative teacher. But yeah, this we're to everybody else, we're the bad guys. Like, not joking. It's crazy how they're really trying this shit so that we just forget. I guess some people will forget if it doesn't affect them. But like, no, this is shit we're gonna keep in the back of our minds. I mean, as it's happening, we're going to figure out why. We're not fucking dum-dums, and we're not as misinformed as previous generations. Not to say that previous generations are as misinformed. It's just my personal belief that they might be. Some of their ways may be outdated. So
misinformed. When they get the information, they just choose to not believe it. Like sometimes when I talk to my brother about the genocide, that nigga really he does not listen at all. Like, he straight up believe. Every time I say Gaza is literally like the Black Panthers, I relate it to something he knows about, and because we both know about Black history, he literally just be like, nah, still terrorist group. They said it on the news, and it's just like, bro.
They said it, so it must be true.
Yeah, like he said, well, that's just how war happens, right? And they shouldn't have attacked. And it's like, bro, like 1, 2, maybe 3, possibly 3 radicalist people in Palestine retaliated because they were tired of being oppressed. And Israel's response to that, instead of just capturing those people and stopping the quote unquote terror, is to bomb every hospital that they have.
Bomb every university that they have. Kill, I think right now it's 100+ journalists, ranging from 6 years old to probably 45.
Insane. And I know they killed Americans too. They've definitely killed American journalists that are over there. And this nigga Joe Biden don't give a shit. But of course,
they cut funding, or the U.S. has cut funding to Palestine, which they weren't even really giving them much to begin with, but they cut funding to them, and there's new resolution, I think they were talking about it. They will send their funding to Palestine if Palestine takes Israel to the national court, or is in support of it. So it's like, if another country was like, yeah, y'all were dead ass wrong for what you did to them, and they were like, yeah, they were. Thank you for bring that up. U.S. will be like, you're not getting zero money, nothing. You're not money, but like you're not getting any aid whatsoever, ever. It's really the shit that's happened in our world is really fucking sad, and it's stupid. A population, they're uninformed, and if they are being informed, they're being informed by bought out fucking corporations that receive money from billionaires who intend to keep it this way. They don't see a reason to fucking change it. I mean, they barely see a reason to give that poor homeless family that has been working at their company for 45 fucking years a fucking promotion, let alone a raise. so they're not gonna give a fuck. And
That
AIPAC,
wasn't my job.
they're getting money for these news corporations are getting money from them as well. And so when you see that, even if it did start October 7th, which it didn't, it started for 75 years ago. It started with the U.S., the UK,
Even before then.
France, Germany, all those people.
Even
It started
before
with
then.
them being like, just how they did African countries and, cutting out, settling what part gets this and what part doesn't. Same thing in the Middle East. Even if it did start, do you think that a few of however many deaths they reported compares to the last year of deaths for Palestinians, even if the Palestinians somehow didn't die from all of the gunfire from Israeli forces, and I guess also American forces, because it has been seen that it reported that there have been American soldiers also helping out Israelis. Even if it did start October 7th, we're saying that a few people's deaths is enough for you're saying that collective punishment for a small group is for the entirety of a nation because of one small group's action is cool. You're saying that 10,000 kids
easily
murdered
left
without
a
the
strike team. Like, where was the team of niggas?
Their face disfigured for their entire life, and their fathers having to watch, because if they don't, that fucking Israeli soldier will shoot and kill the child in front of him.
Gonna do it anyways after they're done.
You're saying that all of that shit, you're saying that all of that shit is justified because of a few deaths? Not this. Just to roll back a minute, back to October 7th, and how massively outrageous that shit was. That these reports were coming out by former Israeli officers. There was a whole expose done on the what I think it was the New York Post or Washington Times that exposed, hey, this person was a former Israeli officer. So yeah, they were writing on not their experiences, but just on shit that Israel feeds them. And then even the people who were saying that, who were the hostages from Hamas, were like, no, I didn't get raped. I don't know why
you said
put
that.
that in there. No, I didn't. I know that that's not what I said. I felt like it, like their eyes, because they still demonize any brown-skinned person and be like, looking at them like that. It's just, but they didn't ever actually fucking receive it. It's just fucking stupid. Especially if this is the land that they claim is their righteous holy land. Yeah. If I was your God,
would I want this? Would I want death
No.
and genocide? No.
I think once I saw you drop 15 tons of bombs onto the land that I created, I would have killed you.
Yeah.
Right then.
Killed you and your whole people. I would have
existed
on some little dicky.
Put dinosaurs on that shit. I created.
Dinosaurs on that.
Yeah, that shit I created. I created you. How you gonna desecrate my shit?
Yeah, nigga, now
all
you're
in the
dead.
name of me.
All in the name of me, nigga. Dead. Right? Get out of here. It is crazy too, cause it's like, the same strike or the type of soldiers that struck down Osama, right? Rest in peace, Osama bin Laden. But the same niggas that got Osama, right? They have a strike team like that. Why didn't they just do that if it was that bad? And you could have saved the lives of both people, been cordial, and ended the terrorist group. Because America is known for their war on terror. That's how they do that shit. But no, you just let them just boom. And funny thing is, Donald, I recently looked at I think a CNN report or some sort of reporter. And it was some white lady, and she was talking to some old hag old Israeli hag that was talking about some. Yeah, they were promised that land, but it's already been 7 years over October, so it's our land now. So we're going to reclaim our land as the holy text says it, right? And then she just said that sounds a little bit like ethnic cleansing. She laughed and she was like, no, God, and God is good and He's great and He's gonna give us this land. And it's like, well, that's the thing. If it's really God, how about you just not do anything and you wait for your higher power to do something about it, right? Because if you read the Bible, that dude be doing stuff like Noah. The whole story of Noah's Ark is saying, yeah, I'm finna dinosaurs this whole race of human beings with a flood, and he said, Noah, you and your family really the only ones I like, so get 2 of everything and get on the boat and go. And so I'll be asking her like, yeah, why isn't God interfering? He would interfere and like move Gaza or something like that, but that's not happening. And if you're an atheist, you could be like, oh, well, God's not real. If you're agnostic like me, you could be like, well, God doesn't interfere, or He's been gone for a minute and hasn't been at this planet, right? But it's just like that stupid reasoning of this book said so it's our land, it's our everything. And it's like, okay, but like, it's just bad. So some people are using religion over there. Some people are just very xenophobic and they just want to kill and be evil. And it's like, yeah, I really hope that Israel gets the Germany treatment of having to pay off $1 billion debt, just like Germany. And it won't be paid off for a couple hundred years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that all of these things, everything that's happening currently, genocide, dumbass laws and policies, the homelessness, and people being assholes in the world is all really mainly due to the fact that everyone's really being exploited. The middle class, the exploitation of the middle class, my brothers.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, anybody want to go on one like little side tangent before we go? I finished 100 Girlfriends that really like me.
Apparently, I don't know how confirmed it is, but Bloodborne might be getting a remake.
I don't give a fuck about Bloodborne.
I love it.
I'm here to purchase Baldur's Gate free. Actually, I was thinking that a trade could be in order. Mayhaps I can trade Elden Ring 2. I've already beaten it thrice by now. Because I'm a genius.
Yeah. But I like Bloodborne, though.
I have never touched Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I don't even care about Baldur's. Yo, Donald, kick it smooth.
Kick it smooth.
Pass me.
Alright.
I'm on my Persona 3 right now. You already know.
Alright, so thank you, everybody, for listening
to
the podcast. Again, a lot of this dumb shit is happening. If it's your choice to choose to believe us or do your own research or stay with what you believe in, but
I recommend Ground News.
Yeah.
I've said that without. We're not getting sponsored by it.
Yeah, it's good.
I recommend it. I think it's like $5, but I
just I
like
go for go for mostly unbiased news sources if you can, and then pick from both two sides of the biased news to find contradictories in each, so you can form your own opinion and be informed on yourself. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know we kind of ended the podcast on like a kind of a sadder note than usual, but
no,
we're all gonna
we love
through
y'all.
this. We're gonna get through this. But yeah, thank you for watching.
And to the folks, y'all who actually watch this, thank you.
I just got born.
Jerk off again? What?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Oh.